Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we take a little look around the Porsche, the GT4RS. It's now sat waiting on collection, following its full body PPF installation with Suntech reaction. The Porsche is being replaced by a McLaren, a 570S, and then there is something a bit different, some behind the scenes action, some goings on. Let's just say it's perhaps one of the biggest transformations these four walls have ever seen. That and a whole lot more in this episode of WhiteDetails. That is the Porsche now sat waiting on collection. It's been swapped with the McLaren. Different client, same transport company. SunTech Ultra Defense has been used at the front end, bonnet, bumper, wings. It's a slightly thicker membrane, slightly thicker material to offer obviously greater protection. This car is going to be quite heavy track focused. And then SunTech Reaction, A-pillars roof, doors, skirts, carbon fiber side pods, tailgate, spoiler, rear bumper, rear quarter, and all this. So SunTech Reaction, Ultra Defense. Let's take a quick look around this one before it leaves and is replaced with the 570S. Well, that's the Porsche complete. Time to make way for the McLaren and everything else that's going on this week. Tomorrow, you meet my dad, Mr. Bob White. Well, that looks bloody awful. I don't know what I was thinking with light grey. That should be a dark grey. But yeah, I can always go over that again. I thought it was going to be much darker than that. A bit of contrasting required. However, everything that's happening tomorrow, you might have guessed by now that this is a deep clean, declutter. It's prep ahead of tomorrow's activities, which soon to be revealed. Maybe quite obvious by now. But it feels a lot different. It's very empty, it's very bare. The acoustics are very echoey. And here's the McLaren. Previously, I've done a front end PPF on this, only the orange, so none of the skirts or the splitter, but the bumper, bonnet and wings, various other pieces on the car have been done in a previous life. And for me, I've got to pick up on the remaining panels which haven't been PPF'd already, which include the rear quarters, the lower portions down here, the rear bumper sections, any of the orange bits which haven't yet got PPF. And also the car's been away for a bit of corrosion work. It's a 2016 570S. I believe there was a bit of corrosion starting back here on the top. So I think the quarters and the roof have actually been painted in the past 5-6 weeks. So all of that to follow, but for the rest of the day for me now, I'm just gonna have a final tidy up. I'm going to bleed the scissor lift, get the rams operating symmetrically. All of the junk has gone through here, and it's amazing again how the acoustics have changed once again, because there's so much more stuff in here than there usually is. Wow, what a mess. So I think we'll leave it there for now and pick up the camera with tomorrow's activities. Behind the scenes of behind the scenes. Yeah. He's had his pants out half the day, to be honest. Sorry about that. I have told him. So as you can see, today I've been joined by the boys from Garage Style. Garage Style vented floor tiles. Very exciting. It's looking very good. Very good. This has been a consideration for some time now, but I finally bit the bullet and made contact. And here we go. Conscious that every 12 months or so, the floor tiles may need to come up to be swept, to be cleaned. I'm sure there'll be a bit more at the end of this episode, but all the information can be found in the video description down below. And Garage Style have been good to give a discount code for WhiteDetails customers, which you can also find over on my Instagram. What do you think? Isn't it pretty? How good does that look? It's modernized, completely modernized, and lifted the premises. It's taken a little while to get used to, I must say. It has sort of darkened things a little bit, but I have been planning on getting some additional lighting in here anyway, but it looks like a showroom. A massive shout out and thanks to the guys from Garage Start. Hard workers, good lads. They got straight into it, they got stuck in. They've done a nice job cutting around the edges and the scissor lift, the central part to the scissor lift, which was a galvanized steel finish. Obviously underneath the car, you can't see it in a minute. They've done a bridge across that as well, so the lifts, the ramps, sort of like floating now in the tiles. Done a nice job on the edges. It's all tight wall to wall underneath the washing machine. It's like a whole new place, isn't it? I'm sure there's a bit of maintenance required going forward to keep it nice. I can't be overly precious, but it's practical. It's lifted the premises. It's hard wearing, and it's going to be ideal for PPF. What I do obviously need to consider and have quotes for currently is climate control to ventilate the space, to air condition the space, to help with the drying and evaporating process. But it's super fresh and I'm looking forward to getting started on the McLaren. There will be a bunch of content over on Garage Styles Instagram, so be sure to go check that out. And I might just add as well that this isn't a paid advertisement. This is something that I've spent my hard-earned money on. Facelift, complete. And the eagle-eyed viewers amongst you may spot that something is now missing as well, since the unit was emptied and it's now been filled back up again. Something is missing, something tall and green in the corner, not the plant. The plant has replaced the BP petrol pump. The vintage petrol pump, it got a lot of attention. Sadly, it wasn't mine. I didn't actually physically own that. It was my previous landlord's. The site here, long story, it's in new ownership. And it was theirs. They left it here on like a long-term storage. I looked after it, I cleaned it, I had it illuminated, it looked great in the background, but it's gone. They've now got their garage set up their end, so it's been picked up, and I'll be sad to see it go. But I've gained a super nice, sharp floor. Taking recommendations on what we can put there instead now, but for today, that's me done. I'm gonna get started on my McLaren Monday morning and see how we go with the super nice new floor. All right, okay, welcome to Monday morning. Yeah, how nice was it to open the door this morning? It really has transformed this space. It's nice underfoot. I've got a spring in my step. Yeah, super impressed so far. So the McLaren, this is a return vehicle that I've had here before. As I say, I've done the bumper, bonnet and the wings previously. There is PPF here on this lower door section already, and on the lower skirts and the underside of the door here. That's got film on it to begin with. It's a friend's car, they're a mechanic, and my brief basically is to follow in the corrosion repair work it's had. My brief is to apply film to the existing orange areas which haven't yet got film, which is these rear bumper sections, the rear quarters, this lower panel, and then the top sections of the door, A-pillar up over the top, and the roof. That obviously both sides. And also I have bought in some carbon fiber effect film. S-Tech. Haven't used that before. Going to be exciting to trial it. The idea being that they have had prices for these, basically these sections, the top and the side pod. This lower section does have film on already, so that needs to be stripped. They've had a price for the McLaren genuine carbon fiber sections to match the mirrors and the LT spoiler, but they were pretty expensive, as you can imagine. So we've gone for the carbon fiber effect film. Let's see how we go. So that and more coming up in the next, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. That's the rear quarter down and drying out. The fuel filler cap was deleted to allow me to, I didn't want to remove the cap because if you look here closely, I didn't want to send a tool down there to try and disconnect that, because that looks like it's cracked already and I wonder if that's been glued on. So I'm leaving that well alone. Moving on to the side pods, test fit here. These are going to be carbon fiber, but I just wanted to test fit the template. I feel as though it could be a little bit wider. It could drop down the back edge there a little better. If I keep this corner low and extend the curved side down a bit, that should be pretty forgiving. So let's have a look. What I need to do is basically drop that down, probably by, I'm going to do another test fit, another test cut, sorry. I feel as though that should offer a little bit better coverage. Plot that, test that, test that, test that, replace that with that, and then put it there. It's Friday morning now. It feels like this episode's kind of all ended a bit abruptly, actually. The last 48 hours I've been away, I've been down in London, so I'm back. I got finalised. You didn't miss much on the McLaren, it was just wiped down, glass, tyres, that sort of stuff. But this episode was kind of a bit of a fun behind the scenes, a bit of an update of obviously the floor, the Porsche at the start, and then various bits on the McLaren. Carbon fibre side pods, something a bit different. I know the carbon fibre effect, whilst still very convincing, it might not be for everybody, but it's a bit of an experiment. I was requested to install it by my friend, the customer, the client, and it can always be treated as a temporary thing as well. It can always be removed. To my left, we have the arrival of, this is soon to be outside for the wet work this morning. I might need to do some star jumps this morning because it's very cold. Speaking of temperatures, and comfort, I do actually have Wednesday next week now. I have Wednesday aircon being installed. I have a climate control system going in. So there is a 5 kilowatt system going up here and one up here. Two 5 kilowatt systems to ventilate, to heat, to circulate, to dry, dehumidify, and of course cool the space as required. Maybe it's something I should have had 5 years ago, but it can only help, well, it'll massively help, even before the floor, even before PPF, it would have helped the building as a whole. So that is something to look forward to, and it's all the smart system on the app, so you can time in all the programs and stuff. Very cool. So in the next episode, I'm sure you'll see that, and I will talk about that a little bit as well. But going forward now with the floor, yes, there is a question mark with regards to the maintenance and the cleaning aspect of it all. Something that I've researched for the past few months, mainly Clark, Darren, and Rich, all three good accounts to go and follow over on Instagram. They were great with their tips and guidance, and I was asking them questions. They've all got the floor, they've had it for years, they love it, they wouldn't be without it. So yeah, cleaning is something I need to be considering going forward, but now it's down, whilst each tile is obviously one by one, it can come up as a 3x3 or 4x4, larger sections can come up at once to help that process speed up a bit. So I shall keep you updated as it happens over the next few months. The sun is out, believe it or not. Whilst it is cold, it is a beautiful day out there, so I'm going to swap the vehicles around, move the Porsche out, get the McLaren out into the sun, enjoy the after footage. All the video information can be found in the video description down below. Thanks again to the guys from Garage Style. Be sure to follow WhiteDetails over on Instagram for behind the scenes and updates. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. The regular programming will return to the channel soon. I'm not sure what the next episode will be. Until next time, take care. Bye for now.